Hi guys, welcome back to the Spanish Homestead. So, this video we're going to tell you a bit about our 5-year journey, because today we've been here
5 years.
5 whole years since we landed in Spain.
It's got really quick actually.
So, we're going to give you sort of the ups, the downs. For those of you that are new and you don't know, I'm Andy.
I'm Katie.
We live here on a 10,000 square metre plot. Majority of it's lemon trees, with our 7 dogs, 2 children,
5 cats.
5 cats, goats, chickens, ducks. No.
The occasional pigeon.
Yeah. So, yeah, for any of you that don't know, there's a little lowdown on who we are.
Yeah.
But 5 years ago, we left Hardwick in Cambridge, which is a little village just outside Cambridge, and decided to get on a boat with €750 and a rotten transit van.
And at that point, only 2 dogs and a child.
Yeah.
And packed our life into the back of a transit van and to see what would happen, I suppose.
Yeah,
I think we were very brave at the time.
Nobody thought we'd go this far, I don't think.
No.
I think a lot of people thought a year and we'd be back. And that first year was hard. No, I worked away back in England, and we lived on an urbanisation which got us into sort of expat living, holiday living.
Which is nice at the time, but then you've got to make the transition from holiday lifestyle to actually working and living here in Spain. And I think on an urbanisation, it made things more difficult.
Yeah.
And obviously, like we said before, we like the countryside. We needed more room for the dogs and everything. So I think if we wanted to stay in Spain, we had to kind of move more inland,
Start living more Spanish. Yeah, living more of a Spanish lifestyle, which in hindsight is just be as stingy as you can. Literally.
It just means like you wouldn't go out, if you lived in the UK, you wouldn't go out every single night, going out drinking or anything like that. You'd go out on a Friday night after work. So, we had to kind of use that basis of a lifestyle out here.
If you move out here, say you've got, I don't know, €20,000, you move out, right? When you very first move out, you can live like a king. But that money don't last forever.
No.
Once you start earning a Spanish wage, then you realise that, no, you're no real better off than you were in England, but everything's a lot cheaper, but the wage is a lot less.
The cost of living out here in Spain is a lot cheaper than the UK, but like you said, the wages are a lot less than the UK, depending on what you do for work.
Yeah. So we had to sort of get our heads around that, and then we went on a search for a property, and this one came up, didn't it?
Yes.
And
we had to fight for it.
Yeah, we've said in previous videos, we had to literally fight for this. There was, I think, 2 other couples that wanted it at the same time, but we ended up getting it. And
I thank Lexi for that.
Yeah. Lexi fluttered her blue eyes. So yeah, that's sort of a quick introduction of our journey and how we ended up on a small homestead, small holding. It depends on where you are in the world, what you'd call it, really.
Miniature farm.
So basically what we do now is, Katie obviously has a full-time job which gives her the permanent contract, which is the security. That's the security for us.
Yeah.
Because obviously I'm self-employed, so there's no security over here when you're self-employed, and it's a lot of money to pay out.
Yes.
So you pay your autumnal.
It's about $280 a month.
Yeah, and then on top of that, you still pay your, not lawyer, accountant €50 a month for doing absolutely nothing for you. Really, you literally pay €50 a month for him to put a tax return every 3 months in for you. Yeah. You sort everything else out yourself. But I wouldn't ever advise trying to do your tax return yourself unless you know what you're doing, because it's not as easy as the UK.
No.
So, yeah, we've been through that over the last sort of 3-4 years, getting our heads around that. Obviously, Spanish paperwork in itself is the hardest. If you ever got to put anything in Spain, take the kitchen sink, the bathroom, and everything with you.
Photocopies.
Take 20 photocopies of everything. Because you can guarantee the one bit of paper you don't have is the one bit of paper they'll want.
Oh, yeah.
And they will not sign anything off without that one bit of paper.
Well, look at this morning with the SIP card.
Yeah. So we went to get my SIP card done.
Which is like your medical card to allow you to have public medical care in Spain. And everything was going fine. All of a sudden she was like, Padron, which is like the electrical roll type thing. She was like, I need this. No, it's just that, oh, yes, 1 minute, I have it.
She was quite surprised, actually.
I know, she was like, oh.
So, yeah, that's paperwork-wise. We've had to get our heads around that. Stuff like transferring cards into your name.
It's not like the UK.
You don't just sign on, You don't just sign a logbook. Over here you have to go to Trafico.
You don't even do that anymore. It's all online in the UK now.
Yeah.
Isn't it?
But over here you have to go to Trafico. You pay a value price of
what the car's worth. Tax.
So whatever that, say they value it at 20 grand.
You have to pay, I don't know, a percentage or
it's like a 4 or 5%, I think, or something. I'm not 100%. It'd be something worth looking into. But yeah, you do that. Everything is just paperwork wise over here is a lot more.
Once you get everything, my advice would be to get everything paperwork wise done within the first year of being out here in Spain.
Yeah.
Because then once you've done it, you don't have to do it again.
Yeah.
For us it's a different kind of story, because at the time prior to Brexit, you and the kids didn't need the residency because it was just me that had it. Whereas now, obviously due to Brexit, we've had to do you and the kids on top, and it's a whole new different system to how I did mine. So we found it easier just to get someone to do it for us because we just didn't have the time to do it ourselves, really. And to be fair, I'm quite glad of that because it's been a headache.
So, yeah.
And then you've got other things like Sebastian's now going up to school, and it's a whole new line of paperwork, and luckily though it's online.
Yeah, but once you get your head around that paperwork, it's really easy.
Yeah.
But it's just getting your head around it.
I think that has to be one of the worst things about Spain.
Yeah.
I think one of the most bad points about Spain is the amount of paperwork that you've got to do.
Yeah. So, a little bit about where we live. So, we live in a little village outside Oriella town centre.
Yeah.
We're about 25 minutes outside, 20 minutes outside Oriella.
Mm-hmm.
We live on a 10,000 square metre plot.
Yeah.
Which, like I said before, is predominantly lemon trees, which are the bane of my life. My landlord loves them. Me, not so much. But it's been a big learning curve for me because this is something that I've never looked after before. I've never done before, and I've learned through speaking to local farmers.
Learning the farmers' dialect of Spanish as well has been a bit
the dialect of. How can I put this? So if you're from Manchester like me, and you want to speak to somebody from Newcastle, that's what it's like trying to speak to a farmer over here. The dialect that they speak compared to the normal Spanish is completely different, like crazily different. If you actually speak to a Spanish person, they'll say Spanish speak in a slang.
Yeah.
Like a slang Spanish. So it is really hard, but you get used to it. You start learning. For
example, like for please, it's por favor, but you go into a bit of por favor. What?
Yeah.
Por who?
So yeah, you learn stuff like that, but it's been good, really good for us all, really, because we've just learned everything, even down to Lexi. Lexi learns 2 different types of Spanish at school.
Valencian, which is the province dialect, and then Catalonian. Look, it's Catalonian? No. Yeah, Catalonian, which is Spanish.
Yeah, I don't.
Something like that.
Yeah, something like that. She learns 2 different types. But then, like, even sometimes when the farmer speaks to Lexi, she'll sit there and go, okay? But she's starting to pick it up as well now, which is really good. Although a teacher doesn't really think so. So, yeah, that side of it. But we've been, like I say, I've been learning a lot about lemon trees. I'm still learning every day.
It's a different type of farming out here as well compared to the UK. Like everything is done differently because of the temperature and the climate.
Yeah. To me, everything's done backwards. Like, for instance, in England now, you're planting probably your cabbages, stuff like that. We plant them in September. We don't plant cabbages or anything like that this time. Yeah, they don't grow.
No.
No, broccoli, stuff like that. It all gets planted in September, and we pick it through the winter. And it's just little things like that you start learning about. And we spent 2 years just basically growing for ourselves.
Yeah.
Out in the field, not a lot of food.
Like a little allotment, really, wasn't it?
And then we started selling it.
Yes.
So this is our first year actually selling veg boxes.
Not in a big commercial type of way, but a local, you know. What is that? Oh, it's Henry poking his head in. Oh, right. So, veg boxes.
Yeah, so everything's sort of a bit different when it comes down to that, and that's been a learning curve in itself. It all depends on what you want to do when you move out to Spain, on what you need to learn, really.
Yeah, I mean, we did a lot of research before we came out, but it was pointless because when we moved out, nothing that we learned on the internet or anything like that was the same because everything had changed. It's not like the UK where if a new law's coming in, it takes almost a year for it to become law, whereas here they just change their minds overnight. So, and with the animals, it's been...
Yeah, there's certain licenses that you have to get, and every town hall, they all have the same sort of license, but different town halls will probably ask you for different things. Like, for instance, one of our friends, she built a stable for her horse, and you're not allowed to build them out of wood. They have to be built
out of metal.
So it's crazy things.
Whereas
in England, you'd put a shed up and you've got a stable.
Yeah.
It's...
Not only that, but the ones who we know from other people in a different town hall area in San Miguel, it's made out of wood.
Yeah. So it all goes off
whatever your town hall decides at the time, really.
And they change the rules over here like nobody's business.
Best things about living in Spain. The Spanish community.
Yeah. We've made a lot of friends, a lot of Spanish friends. And you see a different way of life.
Yeah.
Material things don't matter out here.
It's not about money, it's not about materials, it's not about, I've got this or I've got that. It's about enjoying life and spending time with family and friends and being more relaxed and taking kind of this laid back approach, really, isn't it? I suppose.
Yeah. So I'd say that's the best thing about living in Spain.
Yeah, not only that, but with the kids, they're speaking two different languages.
It's a better lifestyle for the kids, it's better upbringing for the kids.
Would you change anything from when you first had that poof idea of let's move to Spain? Would you change anything at all? And the experience that we've had in the last 5 years, the ups, the downs, the good, the bad, the ugly, would you change anything, or would you just be like, well, do you know what? We've done it. We've come this far so far, and do you know what? We've had ups and downs. It's been an experience. I wouldn't change it.
I wouldn't change nothing. No, I definitely wouldn't change anything.
I've learned not to go outside at 3 o'clock in August, because you're bad. But
yeah, no, it's like you say, it's been a roller coaster of a ride, but there's one bit of advice we always got given when we come out here, and that was if you last 2 years, you've made it.
Yeah.
So, apparently it's 2 years and 5 years.
Yeah.
2 years and 5 years. If you can get over those two, then you've pretty much made it. And
we're there.
We've done it.
Yeah.
And we're living comfortably.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're not millionaires, we're not rich. Everyone thinks we are because we live in a big house. but we're not.
It's a lot of hard work what we do.
Yeah.
It's a lot of hard work. It's a lot of, sometimes it can be very stressful. It can be very short-tempered. It can be very, you know, rah. But a lot of the time, the good kind of, you know,
it overrides the bad.
yeah, when
Like,
we see Sebastian toddling through with the like animals and the veg, he just picks a random bit of veg and just munches on it as he walks past.
Yeah.
And yeah, I think that's one of the reasons why we moved out to Spain, was for the kids.
Yeah.
And I think it's, you know, amongst other reasons, I think that is still one of the main reasons why we are here.
Yeah.
To be fair.
Yeah. No, definitely 100% wouldn't change it. Yeah, if there's any questions that anybody wants to ask us, and
Anything else at all?
yeah, maybe we could do another video just on questions that people have asked. Like, send us an email. We'll leave our email link down in the description.
Yeah.
Obviously, leave them in the comments. If you see this video on Facebook, leave them on Facebook, and then we'll get all the questions together and we'll do another video.
Any question's a good question, whether it's about living in Spain, whether it's about looking after animals in Spain, or whether it's just a general kind of question.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, just leave the questions for us. Obviously, if you've not already, subscribe, like our Facebook page.
We're nearly at 500 subscribers.
Yeah, this YouTube channel was never set up for this.
No, it was set up for friends and family for COVID, wasn't it?
Yeah, because people couldn't come out and see us and stuff, so we set this up so that they could actually watch
what we're doing.
And it's just, we've met so many people through it that we've just kept it going, haven't we?
Yeah, and it's amazing. It's brilliant, you know. It's
we hope that you guys like watching us. No, it's...
By the way, my plants died. So I'm Project Katie of Growing Flowers has ceased at the moment until I replant the same seeds and try again.
But yeah, I think that's
really it, really.
That's really it. That's our 5-year journey from a little 2-bedroom bungalow to a 10,000 square metre lemon farm in Orihuela. Yeah. So, guys, we're going to leave it there because, as you can see, perfect sunset.
Yes.
We're going away this weekend for Katie's birthday. Happy 31st. I had to think about that. Birthday today for Katie. Which a lot of you will already know because I did a video this morning.
Yes.
So that's been uploaded already. If you've not seen it, we'll leave it as a link at the end of this video. Yeah. And then we're going to do a video this weekend while we're away.
Yes.
A little bit off subject. We're just showing...
A bit different.
Yeah, just showing us away camping. And that will go up on Wednesday next week. So that'll be the video after this one.
And then I shall get back to
yes, and then Friday I'm doing a garden tour.
Yay!
So we'll be able to show you around garden and show you how everything's going.
Yes.
So yeah, I think that's it, guys.
Yeah, well, thank you very much for watching and thank you for your support.
And don't forget to subscribe, and we'll catch you all on the next one.
See you later.